Started recording. Right. Mike, take it away.
So, welcome to episode 5 of the Hokkaido Fitness podcast. Today, it's not just me and Myles. We do have a special guest for the first time ever. Georgia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Georgia. I became a PT probably a couple of years ago. I've always danced, and my dad actually got me into fitness. And really, I didn't really want to become a PT at first. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But loads of people just kept asking me to train them and just give them tips and things like that. And I was like, well, I'm not qualified. I don't really know what to do. And then after I moved home, so I used to go to university in London to do dance. And then when I moved home, I was like, oh, I really should get a job that I enjoy doing, probably. So I qualified to be a exercise to music instructor. So I taught classes, aerobics and exercise to music and things like that. And then everyone again was like, please, will you just send me some gym workouts? Will you help me? So I was like, well, I may as well become a PT. And luckily for me, I got it funded because I'm a carer for my mum. And so the dementia charity helped me fund my course. So I paid half and they paid half, which was really kind. And also the Naval Benevolent Fund, because my mum and dad are both in the Navy, they also helped fund it as well. So really thankful to them. And then after that, I joined a private gym first. So I was one-to-one in a private gym, and then eventually moved over to a public gym. And then, yeah, now we're here.
And now you are very, very lucky to see me every day, aren't you, Georgia?
Correct. Luckily, I get to work with Myles every day.
Oh, the joys, the absolute joys. Don't you dare
Love
do that.
I mean, lucky might not be the word that comes straight to mind, but
grateful should be one of them. Be in my presence.
Yeah.
So today's topic is going to be discussing why people may need a coach, and then it's also going to draw into each of our own stories about why we might need a coach, or I know at least one person's got a coach in here. So he definitely can. So I think we're probably best starting off by saying why it is important to look towards getting a coach.
Yeah, and this is the reason why we brought Georgia in. Obviously, Georgia's already done a post about this of why you should have an online coach. So Georgia, take it away.
Yeah, so for me, I find social media is absolutely bombarded with coaches, fitness professionals, PTs and things like that. And I just know that if I wasn't in this industry at the moment, I'd be looking around and thinking, well, who's legit, who's not, where should I go? Everyone's doing the same thing. What even do I need to do? So for me, I think when you're looking for a coach, you want to be looking for someone who you could become friends with. The best coaches for me, you would be in contact with every single day. And I find that a lot of people out there, they haven't even been PTs before. They're literally putting plans out there that they've used themselves or they've created themselves that worked for them. And that doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And people are paying money for plans that have just worked for one specific person. And I think if you haven't worked on the gym floor before, you have no idea how to work with people because everyone's different.
Yeah, it's quite similar into a way that you probably would find a PT if you were doing gym floor or face to face. It's very much on personality itself. If you're not going to obviously like your coach, you're not going to really listen to them that much, are you?
A PT just needs like its own little Tinder setup where you can just like swipe through and get all like the interests and like, oh, is this PT for me?
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Swipe up and get the super link. There we go. Get the app sorted, Mike.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I also find as well a little bit of a metaphor is quite a lot of us who are qualified, we do know similar stuff. So we've all been through the level 3, hopefully, and we all kind of know what we're doing, but you've got to find someone who brings, so if they're like baking a cake, everyone's got the same ingredients. You've got to find someone who brings the flavors that you like or decorates it the way you like. So when you walk into a shop, the ingredients of all the cakes are pretty much the same, but you've got to find the one that you like and attracts you, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And each to our own. Like, obviously, like you said, all of us here are level 3 personal trainers. But we've all got our own specifics. I know, obviously, Georgia, yourself, you obviously focus on female people. Obviously, for myself, I focus on like sports and sport performance. Obviously, Mike as well, you like to do your bodybuilding stuff as well. So we've all got our areas that we all like to particularly find and focus on. So we have our own little tactics and stuff like that as well. So finding a coach online, that's going to get you towards your goals, a really big part as well.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
coaches are going to be more honest as well in the fact of like, if they know they can't coach to the full ability to get the best results for a client, they're not going to be like, well, you should go with me and then we can see what will work. Like, I know I'd probably, if I had someone performance-based, I'd refer it more towards Myles or another coach in that specific area. I'm not trying to be specific and just say you. Don't give that smoke.
I'm just about to say, like, everyone's going to refer people to me.
But no,
I'm not that vague.
You're going to obviously take people on with your own interests so that you actually can get the best results. Because if you're money-driven in an industry like this, you're going to go nowhere.
100%.
Yeah, you'll find out very quickly.
Yeah, and I think sometimes as well, like people who are looking for a coach, they just need to strike up the conversation. A lot of people's egos get in the way. I know that probably for a lot of PTs, you think, oh, I don't need a coach, I can do it on my own. But even if you just try once, like it's not a waste of money if you've tried it and then it doesn't work. Sometimes people have just got to be brave enough to start that conversation and ask the question. And don't be afraid to ask other people if they've used a coach before. I find like market research, if you ask loads of coaches what they can give you, how they work, and then you can make your own decision from there.
Out of interest between the two of you, like if you could like mark percentages on say how you get your clients. So if you said like 30% social media, 30% like generally in the gym, like what would you say?
Oh, 100% in the gym. 100% in the gym.
A
lot of clients that I've got have been from either myself walking up to them, asking how they are, and then obviously popping the question if they're interested, or they've seen me around the gym, they've seen me how I train my clients, and they've therefore come to me and ask, oh, can I obviously join in your personal training?
Yeah.
Mine's probably, I wouldn't know percentages. Most of my people have messaged me through social media, whether that's Facebook, Instagram. I've had a few from the gym floor and a few who've rang the gym or just walked straight in and didn't even know me. But I'd probably say most of mine came through social media.
That's interesting. So you got like two different sides of it in between the two of you.
Yeah.
Well, you're very active on social media, George. I think pretty much every single day you've got either a new post or something new information that says who you are in a way. So it's not coming to a surprise that probably people come up to you at social media. You do spend quite a lot of time on that, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I think for me, being an online coach is something that I really want to do. Again, being a carer for my mum, I do need to be at home a little bit more. So it gives me that freedom to be able to help people from wherever I am. For me, I'd like to spend the time 50-50. I think getting clients from a gym floor is really organic and it does help you. But through social media, it's just a little bit easier to reach a bit further out.
Yeah, especially for online coaching. Obviously, geographically, one-to-ones will only go so far, but an online, the world's your oyster.
Yeah, you're literally unlimited. Obviously, you can only take on a certain amount of clients to be able to give them the personal touches. So you wouldn't be able to have thousands and thousands of online coaches all over the world, PTs all over the world. But it does just give you that reach of helping someone who might not be able to go to a gym or something like that. It does just spread it a bit further, which is good.
So we should probably start on like a number one. Like if you had, let's say, 3 things to say, okay, this is why you need a coach, what would you go?
Motivation, adherence,
Yep.
and a little bit of a fast cut. I mean, not to sound vain or anything like that, but we actually do know what we're talking about, and we've all, in some kind of way, experience what the client wants to experience. So we've been through all the kind of things that you shouldn't do, the things that you should do, and stuff like that. So we've got knowledge, obviously, to a lot of applying stuff like that. So that would be my 3 tips.
I think for me, accountability. So someone who is saying, this is what you need to do, and then following up with, have you done it? If so, great. If not, why? 2, ease. I think us humans, when we're not stuck in a pandemic, don't have a lot of time and we're quite lazy. So someone just sending you what to do and telling you what to do is really easy. And 3, confidence. For me, growing females' confidence is massive. And I think if you've got someone behind you saying, yeah, you're doing amazing, or let's try this, it grows people's confidence for them to be able to carry on their own, really.
Yeah. Because I think knowledge is a massive one in the same respect of, like, if you needed money with finances, you wouldn't go to a random person, or you wouldn't try and figure it out yourself. You'd probably go to a bank or an accountant. So it's the same for a PT in the fact that they've trained for the position that you want to get information from, so you might as well utilize it.
Exactly. People find us, because we love our jobs so much, people expect so much for free. But if you're a self-employed person, you'd go to an accountant and you'd get your accountants done, like you would get your money sorted. Yeah. Whereas people who see people on the gym floor, because everyone works out, they think that we're just helping them with what they already know, but we have specific skills to help you get to where you want to go to.
Yeah, very great. Very, very agree. But also as well, majority of the clients that we are going to obtain are going to be people who are not very fond or not very knowledgeable of the gym, or someone who is very, very scared. So if that obviously appeals to, let's say, you as the viewer, who is very intimidated about the people, let's say, going to weights, trying a new exercise and stuff like that, just having someone on your shoulder will be a great deal of confidence to you, just to make sure that you're doing things right. A lot of the time, with my clients, when they first come up to me and stuff like that, the first thing that they're scared about is doing things right. I think everyone's got such a big fear of what everyone thinks around them, especially in a gym. Let's say, like, for example, let's say our gym, Georgia, it's such a small space.
Yeah.
And if we're using, like, an analogy of our 60-year-old Linda, for a young chance, she's not going to go downstairs and goes to the weights, is she? She's going to stay on that cross trainer.
Yeah.
That is the most intimidating gym for old people. When you just walk in, they're all just, like, lined up staring at you walking.
Not just old people, but girls as well. Like, the amount of women who come up to me and they're like, oh my God, I could not go down there where the Olympic bars are, or the big free weights. And half of me is in shock and think, like, how can you physically not just go there? But then the other half of me is thinking, well, I do it every day. Like, at one point I was like that. I thought, oh my God, I can't go over there because everyone will laugh at me. And I think getting a coach to tell you exactly what to do, again, gives you that confidence to try something new and be doing things in the correct way to be able to progress quicker.
Yeah. I think not just in general. I think if, for example, just in coach in general, like, everyone should have a coach. Everyone should have someone to push them, because we are very stagnated safety creatures. So we do like to stay in that one place where we've got that security, especially myself. So having someone to kind of push you out to that boundaries to go, right, let's go and try this. Let's go and do that. Right, you're going to be doing this today, and kind of push you out that comfort zone very quickly. It's what improves you very quickly as well. And that's where the biggest results are going to come.
Yeah.
Everyone will come into the gym and they'll have, like, a start point and an end point, but they don't understand what they need to do in the middle. And, like, they'll try everything and just make it a whole lot longer and a whole lot more tedious for what they'll want to do, because they'll end up doing stuff they don't want to do. Where they could go with a coach that can understand them as a person, find out what they actually enjoy, and then fine-tune the training to actually get the best results whilst having fun.
Exactly. And like Myles said before, we've been there, we've done all the wrong stuff. We've gone around the maze 3 different times and not known where we're going. And then we're not saying that we're now at the end, we're still learning, but at least we've been through a lot to be able to pass that on as well to someone else.
Yeah. If you've got a coach that says he knows everything, he does not know anything.
Always the learner, never the teacher.
Always the learner. The learner of the game.
Myles, there's so newer metaphors in today. Like you haven't put one in yet.
I know, exactly.
You always
Myles
got
is
Well
quite
done.
good at them.
yeah. He's always got like a piece of paper lined up with him at the bottom.
Exactly. I've got my notes here and stuff like that.
Love it. We were talking earlier about coaches getting coaches. What do you guys think of that?
Well, I will obviously speak myself up because obviously myself, I have a coach. I think majority of the reasons why a coach might need a coach is for the same reason why a normal person in the gym might well need a coach. As for someone who's obviously got a great deal of clients, I haven't got really that much time to spend a lot of time on myself, even though I should really be doing. But again, having that kind of person that kind of gives a different light into my own training. Obviously, yeah, I'm doing a lot of this stuff for my football. So having a completely different perspective on training on that side helps me not only to understand it a little bit more, but to learn a little bit more from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm obviously constantly developing my skills as I'm training myself. But at the same time as well, I can be very lackadaisical, especially if I'm doing very long days. I need someone to kind of go, right, come on, Myles, let's go and get yourself doing another gym. Now, I'm not obviously doing face-to-face. This is very much all online. But the coach that I do have at the moment is very, very good in a way of making sure that I'm doing things in the right time and the right places.
Do you have a business coach or just like a fitness coach?
So I have a fitness coach. So ideally, I should be tagging him into this. So far as a PT, I've had two coaches. I've had my mentor, Chris Jones, which I will tag into this as well. So CJ Rugby Coaching. And then the current one that I've got at the moment is Jimbo Barrett. So James Barrett. So if you guys are interested in having a look into them too, have a look at them now. But yeah, there's both two different coaches, and I've learned very much a lot from them over the time I've spent my time with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's for the gym as well, but as a coach as well, you need to leave your ego at the door and realize that someone's always going to know more than you.
Massively, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's not just a matter of like having a coach that tells you what you do. In the same respect, you're learning as you go as well, in a principle that you might not understand.
Oh
So
yeah. I pretty much act like I'm a beginner when it comes to him. I pretty much like just take as much information as I can. Just try to be a sponge, as much as possible.
I think, like we said before, admitting that you don't know everything is a strength. So there's always room to take things from other people and spin it for yourself.
Because like if I had anything related to performance, I'd be like, I don't know. I'd go to Myles first and like ask questions to him, and then I'd do research if I needed to. But then it's like I don't need to be like that egotistical to realize that there's more for me to know. And if I don't move forward in terms of education, I'm probably going to die off pretty quick.
Yeah, and I think if you have a coach and you ask them a question and they said, "Oh, I'm not really sure, but I'll go and find out for you," that shows that they're working hard for you as well.
Exactly. I mean, a good coach is always going to be showing himself as a learning. I mean, the amount of times I tell my clients that, oh, I've been reading this, I've been reading that, how do you find about this? Or I've asked this person for this opinion. I mean, when it comes to especially things like fitness and stuff like that, it's a massive subject. It's not just one thing that you learn. There's loads of different areas and stuff like that. So having a coach who's able to, again, like you said, drop the ego and go into different areas, let's say physio, stuff like that, is a massive aspect because you could obviously see him develop. Obviously, you can see yourself develop through that. So it's a nice little spiral going on there.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Georgia? Have you got a coach?
No, so I don't have a coach. I am currently in this discussion in my brain. So for me, I used Sam Kelvey from our gym before. He's given me programs and stuff, and absolutely love him. If you do like a coach, he is great. I'm more looking for like a business coach, so someone just again to hold my hand and be like, "This is right, this is wrong." And at the moment, I'm currently just reaching out and doing a bit of research to find out who would work best with me, really.
As you're both on Instagram, how many pages have you seen of all these PT mentors that have just like swamped Instagram in the last 6 months?
A lot.
Yeah.
Especially in the last few weeks as well.
I've had them message me.
We follow a lot of them anyway, so obviously our Instagrams are going to be quite full of it. But for me, any exercise is good exercise. People should be moving, and if you can do a home workout, fab. I think if you've got a specific goal, so fat loss, body recomposition, anything like that, that's when you need to be looking at, okay, don't just do a 20-minute home workout every day. Like, you're never going to get that result. You're just going to feel a bit out of breath. Then you need to be looking for someone who is more personalized for you.
In terms of training for you two now, like in terms of your goals, are you just generally working towards maintenance till you get the gym back, or are you still pushing?
I mean, I pretty much can still work on my sports performance, so I can still obviously go into, like, let's say the park or something like that, or go into a field and do some things like sprints or jogging and stuff like that, just to keep the fitness levels up. But I'm guessing for someone who, let's say, a bodybuilder, powerlifter, someone who's used to doing an RPE about 50 to 90% of their 1 rep max, it's going to be very hard to maintain that level of strength and muscle endurance. So,
yeah, I agree. For me, I have a really bad injury in my back at the moment, so I haven't even been able to.
You're still injured?
Yeah, I did it again. It's horrible. I literally went to do a home workout, followed someone, and I'd picked up a weight, and my back literally was like, no, not today. So I've been working with sports corrective therapy from our gym. Natalie's been helping me over the phone. So I've been working on a lot of body weight stuff, getting in touch with like how your body moves, functional movement. And I think even power lifters, big lifters, things like that, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to be lifting massive heavy weights, but hopefully this isn't going to be forever. And I would take the time now to listen to your body and figure out what you can work on. So a lot of bodybuilders and things like that, they're stacked and they can't move very well, or they'll be like, oh, I can't get up. Whereas if you start doing things like yoga, Pilates, stretching, functional movement, you can start to get in touch with your body, and then when you go back into the gym, things will be 100 times better.
I think for the majority of people anyway, they probably need a rest and they don't know it, and they've probably got weaknesses that they can deal with now that they just try and ignore whilst they're normally training. So I think this is quite an important time for a lot of people to sort of be like, okay, this actually needs sorting now, and then I can go back in and get better.
Definitely. I don't actually think many of us are panicking that the gym's shut. I think a lot of us have just adapted and, oh, well, when we get back in, we'll just see how we go, and we go again.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, like, in this opportunity where we're being taken from a place that we generally quite safely go to do, obviously, our workouts and stuff like that, we are now out into a comfort zone. And this is a great opportunity, not just for, let's say, us PTs or people who do train regularly, but for everyone to learn something, learn a little bit about exercise and stuff like that. Obviously, we've been given these guidelines to go out once and do one form of exercise. I don't think I've ever seen so many people on the road have done in my life. I don't know whether it's just because I'm focused on it now. But there seems to be a lot of people now running. And I think it's great in the fact that now, even though we've been given limited to this one exercise a day, everyone is exercising. Everyone is getting out of the house a little bit and all that. Yeah. Which is a great little bit of movement.
I think they're realising that it helps mental health as well. Like, one thing that most of us PTs and coaches have in common is movement and exercise and training programs don't just physically improve you, they will mentally improve you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Think onto that.
I think mental health is going to take a massive shock because of all these gyms closing, but I think people just need to understand that it's not just one building that will like control your fitness. It's how
we seem to be having some technical difficulties.
I just got a massive freeze and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think it might find it a bit funny. But also as well, I was thinking, this is because we're as coaches and PTs, we do have a bit more time on our hands. We're all now learning again, and we're probably going to be even better coaches at the end of this than we were before, because we're all learning so much. So it would be a great time for you to get in touch with a coach, and because they're probably going to be even more knowledgeable now than they were before.
Yeah, exactly. So, right. So let's say you're a client now, Georgia.
Mm.
What would you say is the 3 easiest ways to find a coach?
3 easiest ways, as in like to find one for you.
Yeah.
Ask around, so message. Plan a couple of hours in your day to message as many people as you can that are offering the service that you want. Probably before that, think about your goal. So think about what it is you want to achieve. So pick your goal, do some research, ask around, and then go with your gut. I think if you're just going with someone who's got thousands and thousands of social media followers because they look really good on their program, but then you've got someone who's only got 100 followers, but you think they're going to work a lot harder and you actually get on with them really well, I think going with your gut's a massive thing. So pick a goal, do your research, go with your gut. What about you?
Sweet. Go on, Matt, you go first.
I'd say start with the goal. Obviously, that's going to be a massive one. Ask around to other people that have actually got coaches themselves. So obviously, if you're seeing people in the gym that are training to the general idea that you want, or going performance, or going hypertrophy, speak to them. Ask them if they've got a coach. Oh, can I have their details? And then a lot of coaches now, especially through Instagram and Facebook, they will have testimonials. So they will back up their own shit in the fact that they will see and they will allow people to see their evidence that they are a good coach and they can get results for you. It's not just like the one client, it's not the one PT that's got one result and they'll just keep posting the same thing over and over and over. Like, obviously, you got to have a bit of trust in clients, in PTs that are just starting out, which is a massive thing. Because I think a lot of people just see a newbie and just be like, because I'm in that position now. So got to have some trust, but see what they know, see what they can get, and then just bite the bullet, personally.
I think to add on to that, Mike, I think you made a new point in. There is this industry of PTs now very much as it's growing massively. There's a lot more people that are coming into PTs. Obviously, not every single one of them is good. Obviously, I've been looking accounts of with my own clients. They've gave me a chance when I first started as a PT, as very much as you two as well. So just because they're brand new doesn't mean that they're not going to be good. Give them a chance if that's the case. Yeah, they will probably need that kind of learning because learning comes from being on the gym floor, coaching clients and stuff like that. But they might give you a lot more than a guy who's got thousands of other clients who pretty much can't spend enough time with you and stuff like that. You're going to get that a lot more face-to-face interaction. So to tie that into my way, first of all, you need to look yourself right in the mirror, look into your soul, and go, what do you want?
What do you want?
Shia
What
LaBeouf.
do you want?
Just
You want the straight six-pack. And then go and ask your friends, go and ask your family. If they've got coaches themselves, talk to them, see what they think about and stuff like that. I think a good thing, a comfortable thing will come from inside of you. If your friends got that same person and they're quite comfortable in getting good results with them, more than likely they're going to be on the same kind of weight level as you. So they're going to be able to help you along that side. Plus, as well, they might even train with you. You might do something like a semi-private client or something like that. So it might open up a new opportunities in loads of new ways. And then again, same with Jordan, just go with your gut. Push yourself. Go out the side of that door. Don't be stuck inside a little bubble because then you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to really push yourself to getting yourself new heights.
Yeah, I think for me, if it's something you've been thinking about for months and months and months, just try it. What's the worst that could happen? It's like if you want a pair of shoes and you've been thinking about them for ages, you've already spent the money in your head, so you may as well just buy them and see.
Yeah. Sounds like me every week.
I had an idea in my head then, and I completely lost it. It was off something we said. Well, I think a little bit to like, if you're trusting a new coach, if you give them a chance, they'll probably give you the world. Because if they haven't got many clients, and you're like the early days, they're going to be like, right, you can get this, you can get this, get this, get this, get this, and they will give you so much information, and they will overload you with everything they know within a session, just to make sure that you have the best experience ever, so that they don't go extinct as a coach.
Yeah, and I think a lot of new coaches, sometimes they will be cheaper because they are starting out and they know that they're good at their job, but they know that also they haven't got that massive experience other people have. They're probably going to be a little bit cheaper. And if they're honest with you and say, right, I am new, but I know what I'm doing, let's work together, we'll do it at this rate. And then if you can be a transformation for me and we can use you as social proof, then win-win.
Yeah. Like, I think it's important for people to realize that you don't have to be in such a like small area though with coaching, because obviously you've got online coaching, one-to-one, group training, like classes, like there's all different types of fitness that you can get involved with a coach. So you don't need to be exclusive to that one-to-one. Because I mean, how do you two work in terms of like, do you do pairings or?
I think it's different really online and PTing. Online, mine are mainly one-to-one. I've got a couple that are buddy sessions. But for me, again, I am quite new to online coaching. I've only been doing it for less than a year. So at the moment it is just one-to-one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm safe to say I've been doing this a little bit longer than you two now. I've just coming up to my second year of being a PT. So for me, majority of the clients I have are all one-on-one. I just like doing it. I think giving that 100% attention is just my kind of way forward. I do have a couple of semi-private clients, and then I do have some online clients as well. But yeah, every single one of them elements do bring a different standard and stuff like that. You're not going to be able to interact the exact same that you will with a face-to-face where you do with an online client and stuff like that. Yes, you can give like things like FaceTime sessions to the online clients, so you can make sure you're a little bit more face-to-face. But a good coach will be able to bring the best side of you, even from them different elements of styles for training.
Especially if they got experience, they will just like use what they've done before and like pull in everything that they can to make it as effective as possible. Because we know, in terms of like supersets and all the giant sets and every aspect of training itself and how this can be worked to training multiple people at once. This isn't our first rodeo. I got one in before Myles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's important to realise that a coach is a lot more than just someone that'll count your reps and make sure it performs right.
We're not just babysitters.
Exactly.
And we can count past 5. I know we struggle, but we can do it.
8's a tough one.
Well, with majority of my clients and all, I did just get 5 reps. That's it. And just do multiple sets. It's like 1, 2, 6. Nope. Okay.
Sometimes we have that internal dialogue of like, shit, how many are we on? 2 more? Yeah, 2 more.
It's because we concentrated so much on their form that we forget the reality of time.
Whereas online coaches, it's a lot more simpler. You can do your reps that you're meant to do and things will follow a program.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like Myles helps me film my final assessment video, and I think we were doing like single arm presses, and we got to like 10, and I was like, "What's that 10?" Just trying to maintain composure and not confusion.
My sister's like, "Why can't you count?"
Yeah. But let's say that now. Let's say, why would people probably go for online, or why would people go for a face-to-face? What are the pros and cons of doing it on both these platforms?
For me, face-to-face personal training, like in a gym, gives you that hands-on approach. I'm very touchy-feely as a coach. I love to move people, poke people. I will literally touch you a lot, and it's kind of weird. But it does give you that. If you're a beginner in the gym or you are learning a specific skill, I think face-to-face is amazing, and everyone should try it at least once. I think online is for people who have that little bit more confidence. They have kind of played with the gym before. And then it just gives you that structure. And again, it's that accountability of this is what you need to do. Okay, have you done it? Yes, great. If not, why not? I think online is for people who just need that little extra push, whereas face-to-face is, okay, you need to do it this way to help.
I think online is more towards like your medium sort of like gym goer, where they understand form and they understand like all the lingo that'll go with it, but it's the execution. So I did a post on this a while ago. So I've got information. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more detailed because you can literally quote from it. It's not just like someone's told it you and you've got to try and remember it. You have got that in writing. Covers an entire month of training for a lot of the time. It's not just session by session. And you can do it whenever you want. It's not, you've got to meet a PT at a certain time, or if you go to Pure, you work days and you want to go at midnight, you can still follow an online program.
Yeah, freedom.
It's generally designed and adjusted. So like, you just got to make sure with online that you don't get a coach that's just going to send you a template that they send to every other client. I think that's the biggest issue, because a lot of people will just be like, yeah, just bench press, shoulder press, lateral raise. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like it
Bicep
works.
kills.
Yeah, kills for the girls.
Exactly.
But so you need to find a coach that obviously can have your goal in mind and then be like, right, we're doing this. This is why we're doing it. Because if they can't back up their own bullshit, and if they like panic onto why, they shouldn't be prescribing it to you. And
yeah, exactly.
9 times out of 10, a coach will hopefully have already done what they're telling you to do, so they understand like all the biomechanics and that kind of side of it, and not just being like, well, this could work your chest, so this could be beneficial. Like, no, this is why we do this. So if you're going for like resistance bands and that kind of stuff, and cuffs, which is a massive, I think, thing in the industry right now, but in terms of like working around what you can physically do in your strength curve, it's really important. So a coach will understand something first and then tell you to do it. So like,
I think as well for, let's say, the long run as well, you're going to have, without sounding very cheesy in this, you're going to have a friend in this. You're going to have someone that's going to not just see you grow, but you're also going to see the coach grow as well. I mean, I've had clients now for pushing up the full 2 years now that I've had. And we've embarked on this journey. I've seen them obviously achieve what they've wanted to achieve. I've obviously seen them want to try new things and stuff like that. I've seen them do their fails. I've seen them when they've done good. And it's the same here and stuff like that. It's like knowing someone, a good coach is going to be able to have that level of emotion with you and stuff like that. So you're going to be able to go and stuff like that. Like you're going to be very a part of our lives and stuff like that. You're going to be invited to birthday parties and stuff like that. You're going to be invited to barbecues. Currently not at the moment because we're all in lockdown. I mean,
you social life.
How close are you guys to shaving your heads at the moment?
Not very.
That close.
I am probably a week away from doing it.
Mine's
The trend at the moment. Yeah, for females, it's perfectly all right. You can just grow it. For males, like, we need the fade. We need the fade.
This is why we're both wearing caps and hats.
Exactly.
My hair.
You didn't get the memo? Come on.
Raise the hair.
But yeah, like I said at the beginning, I think if you're looking through social media and you're trying to find someone, just find someone who makes you make that blow out of your nose every time. You know, when you're watching the post and you're like, that's funny. Like you've got to try and connect with someone. It can't be someone that you just think, oh my god, I want to look like them, and then you speak to them and you think, oh god, cringe. too much.
We're not
You need
robots.
to get along with them.
Yeah.
We're actually human beings on the other side of all this, and like, you might hate. I mean, I think a massive thing is you should like the person but you shouldn't like them as a coach. Because if you like them as a coach, they're obviously not working you hard enough.
Oh, see.
I've seen what you mean there.
Yeah, a lot of people call me the smiling assassin because they're like, "This is so hard," and I'm just like,
It is. You don't pay me.
I just get called cunt.
Oh,
Cunt,
Cunt.
cunt, bastard. I get
Yeah.
all the names under the sun.
But if it was that easy, everyone would do it.
Exactly.
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 And yeah, exactly. You'll be able to see the people waist by the waistline, especially as you go throughout the years of this. But yes, I think we've pretty much talked about everything we want to talk. Is there anyone else want to mention anything?
No, I think just like I said, if you've been thinking about it for a while, just bite the bullet and message some people and do some research.
And what else have you had to lose?
If they don't know someone, they probably 99% will, because every coach has probably got a network of other coaches that probably every single level, especially gym, etc. I think there's literally a coach for everything in that gym alone.
Yeah, pretty much there is, isn't there? There's such a wide variety. But yes, right, Georgia, where can we find you? Where can the people find you?
I mean, my Instagram is GMC Fitness _Georgia. That's where the majority of people slide into the DMs. GMC Fitness is also on Facebook. You can email me at georgia.gmcfitness@gmail.com. And I currently have a website that is due to be launched in the next few days.
Ooh.
Hey,
Yeah.
we'll be looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, if you're a woman wanting to be more confident and have a laugh along the way, then get in touch. This guy.
Jordan, you have been a fantastic first guest on the podcast. Thank you very much for getting involved.
Thanks for having me.
Hopefully, we'll be working with you again in the future. But yes, guys, this has been everything that we wanted to talk about of why you should be getting a coach. If you are interested, obviously, we have got 3 fantastic personal trainers here on the podcast. All our descriptions will be in the bio. Obviously, George has mentioned her part. But hope you guys have a lovely day. Enjoy this lovely Sunday. It's supposed to be a lovely day.
Stay safe.
And we'll say, hopefully. But we will see you guys in the next podcast. Peace.